Good morning, traders, and welcome to Trading Wave weekly market analysis, where we'll be looking at how the instruments performed in the past and what do we expect going forward. Right, guys, before we can start here, please take note we are currently running a special that you can save up to like 40% on our plans, especially on our educational content. If you do want to join us, maybe be whether you are interested in a full course, we've got a different plans. Like we've got a full course which gives you like an access. After that full course, you're gonna get a mentorship for like 12 months with us. We've got one as well that can take like 24 months. And currently, we have a one which is a long-term plan, guys. Please do take note that this is going to be the last year where we have in a long-term plan that gives you pay like a once-off, and it gives you an access to our services. Even in the future, when we do have some content that we are adding, you get to have access to that. And talking about that, we are launching our Discord very soon. It's going to be very exciting what will be happening on our Discord. Right, so let's get started. If you want to contact us, guys, you can refer to our contact details, especially if you go to our YouTube page, which is Trading Waves. If you click on one of our videos here, especially the ones that we do on the weekends here, so you can go and click there, and below that, you are going to see our contact details. That will be our email address there, our Telegram channel, and also our WhatsApp numbers, and we've also got the social media pages and our web site, so you can just contact us there. But the most area where you can reach us out is here on our website. If you can just go there and then you chat to us here, so you just send a text message. One of our guys is always online just to take any inquiries. Right, so let's have a look here. How did the market perform last week? I will just be going through what I expect, and in the middle there, when I see the charts that we forecasted, I will also discuss those. Let's start with the DXY. As usual, yeah, I've spoken about this one. Yeah, something big is very coming in the market. It's just a matter of time. When is that big move coming? All right, so I did mention this one last week that we are looking for a DXY that it will eventually drop. Yes, last week we did not make much move here. We are still in this range. Yeah. Two things that we might see going forward is that we get this one here to give us this one more leg higher here, maybe come and hit this high here, and then eventually we start to see this drop. But based on the wave count that we are looking at here, that this has made a very nice impulsively move to the downside here, and we're looking at this here to be an expanding flat corrective structure here with our 335 here. So for now, we are calling it this is already done here. We are expecting that this should drop here. Obviously, we don't just we this is just a forecast here. We don't just forecast and then we immediately do some trade execution. We need to get some confirmation. We've got an indicator that we use as well that tells us when these moves are ready, or when is it likely that the move is ready. But just a simple one here, based on the chart here, we want to see some confirmation here, be an impulsively move, something that like this here, think a 5-wave move to a downside here, and probably you get this 3-wave move pull back. Once you get an impulsively move here, that is very convincing. That is when we say the market will be ready for the move that we are looking for here. So for now, we are just still in this range here until the DXY says I'm ready for a move. That's when we are going to be seeing those big moves in the market as a whole. So that's going to be our view on a DXY going into the next week, that it should drop here. It should drop here, and like I've said it, we do expect it that it might even do something like this a year, and then we start to give us a big drop to the down side. All right, so let's have a look at your Euro US dollar here. Obviously, this is inversely correlated to the DXY. If you expect that the DXY, it is going to make a move to the downside. So that will mean your euro US dollar should make a move to the upside there. Yeah, no doubt, 5-wave move to the upside that we saw a year, and we're simply looking at this a year to be a 335 expanding flat corrective structure. So we are still looking for a move that is going to be related to this one. Yeah, so obviously we need to see some confirmation as well here. For now, we are stuck around this area here. Do expect that you might even see maybe something like this a year, and then this one starts to give us a move to the upside. That is just possible, structural there. But other than that, we want to see the DXY to be giving us this move to not the DXY, rather your euro US dollar here to give us this move to the up side. So the more this extends higher here, it will be confirming that indeed this is ready to give us a leg that will be related to this one. So we're simply looking at this here to be our wave A here, wave B, and we're looking for this 5-wave move to be our wave C. So that's what we are looking at on the euro US dollar. Pound US dollar, still liking the idea for this one that it should make a move to the upside here. So I'm still looking at this that it should give us a structure. This being a move to the upside here that made it a 3-wave move, or alternatively, somebody could look at it that way that this is a 5-wave move to the upside here. Even though I do not like the view of a 5-wave move, say, oh, this is a wave 4 here, and this was a wave 5. If that's the case, then pound US dollar might do something like this a year, might have made this move a year, or even be maybe a 5-wave move to a downside. So that will mean we are going to see a structure like this a year before we can eventually see the big move to the upside. But for now, I like the idea that this somewhere around this area here, this should just start to give us a move to the upside. Obviously, we do look at the alternative structures or views that can play out. What could cause this still to drop here? It is always in the back of our mind and shared right inside our members area. Right, so we get to discuss these charts here every day before London Open, or just an hour when London is open. We do just a live analysis a year where we look at the charts, and it's openly to our members that we even discuss them. If they do have any alternative views compared to what we are looking for, we are always open to discuss those and have it back in our minds. Right, so let's have a look at your US dollar chief here. So US dollar chief, this has dropped to the downside here, what appears to be more of like an impulsively move here. So we are waiting to see, can we get a 3-wave move pullback around this area here? Like I did mention last week that we have been looking at this to have drop lower there. Excuse me about that one. So we have been looking at this one here that it has dropped lower here on your US dollar chief. So we are still expecting that this is going to drop. So some people can look at it this way here and say, oh, this is a 5-wave move to the downside here, and then this is an expanding flat corrective structure here, this being a 335. So if that's the case, that will still mean we are still looking for a move that is going to be related to that one on your US dollar chief. So we are looking at this one that it should still continue the drop. So a 3-wave move pullback, if we see around this area here, we are going to be looking for a move to the down side. Obviously, apart from Elliott wave, I've traded some TA as well, another TA. Some people might even look at it this way and say, "Oh, this has made a drop a year. This is a head here. This is a shoulder here. This is a head here. So this is building up this shoulder here. It needs to come down in a 3-wave move. If it can come down in a 3-wave move, then maybe that's when you can start to look at the possibility of this. But still, you have to know what is the DXY doing here. So we need to see, can the DXY make a 3-wave move drop to the downside here? If it does that, then we can expect this move. Then that's what could support this possible inverse head and shoulder pattern here on your US dollar chief. That is just not the Elliott to a wave. This is just another TA here. But we don't just ignore such things. We do keep those in the back of our minds. Right, so your Audi US dollar here, still expected this is going to eventually make a move to the upside here, but obviously we have been looking at this one to give us an ending diagonal somewhere around this area here. We have been looking at this being a 1, 2, 3, 4 here. So we're looking for this one more leg lower here, then we can start to expect to see a move to the upside. Obviously, you do not have just to buy into this here. You're gonna have to get something that is going to confirm your preferable. Let this break the other side of the triangle, of the ending diagonal here. Then if you can get some pullbacks here, that's when you can start to look for a move to the up side. No doubt this has made a move to the upside here, so we could be having this one to be a three-wave move structure like this being our connector here in the mid here, and then we get this one to drop lower here. So we should be still getting a move that is going to be related to this one in the future. Obviously, this might be a long-term forecast, but I am favoring that this is going to eventually make a move to the upside, especially if the DXY give us that drop. It always going to depend on the DXY. Your New Zealand US dollar here made a nice rally to the upside from these lows here, and then now we are looking at this three-wave move lower here. Three-wave move to the upside is our connector here, so we're simply looking for this one to be and move to the downside here. As simply WXY, or one could look at it this way: A here, wave B here, and then this to be our wave C. This being our wave A in a different degree, and then this to be our wave B in a different degree. And then eventually we're gonna be expecting to see that move to the upside on your New Zealand US dollar. But again, you have to wait for the confirmation here. At least if you can see some formation of an impulsive move here, something like this, then that's when this might be ready to make a big move to the up side. Right, so US dollar CAD, we've looking at this one here, that it should still continue with the move to the upside, unless of course if US dollar CAD says I'm in a correction. Yeah, that is just based. That statement is coming from the correlation here. I know that we are looking at the big move here on a DXY for a drop. Based on a correlation, you would expect that the US dollar base pairs, if the DXY decides to drop to the downside, they will eventually give you a drop. That is just based on a correlation. But technically, we have been looking at the US dollar CAD that it should make a move to the upside. After this structure here, this to have been an A, B here, wave C is an ending diagonal here. This to have been an A here, wave B here, this to be a wave C. So we wanted to see this move to the upside. You can refer to our channel here just to look at how we've been expecting that this is going to make a move to the upside. Now we've seen here from these lows here, this made a 5-wave move, but we do believe that we are in the correction here. So I'm simply looking for this for now, that this might give you a through move back. Obviously, I want to see this one going deeper as far as your 56.1.8, so it can just be that through move starter here, and then maybe bounces off and then a through move, simply building this WXY. But this is too ahead for now. What we currently see that we are very likely that we might form something like this, a three-way move started like this, and here, and then we're gonna see if this might be ready for a move to the up side on US dollar CAD. Right, as for the yen pairs, US dollar JPY, we are looking at this one that it will eventually drop a year. We are seeing the volume here is not that big here, so the momentum to the upside look like it is phasing out here. So we will be expecting that this is going to drop eventually here. So from these highs, we have been looking at this here to have been wave one there, and we are expecting that this is going to eventually give us a drop here. So we've been looking at this here to be now wave two, as mentioned last week, that there are two ways you can have this: made a move to the upside, being our A here, then you have this as a three-wave move, running flat corrective structure here. As much as it's so sharp here, then you have this as our wave C, then this being your A here, wave B here, and then this to be our wave C. But obviously it should not come and take this high. If it take that high, does not mean that it will be going all the way up. We can have this one here, maybe take this high here, or swing fail the high here. Obviously there's some liquidity above this here, and then it start to give us this a move. But if the DXY says I'm ready for this move to the downside here, then your US dollar JPY might be ready as well, that it might start to give us a very big move to the downside, that is over 1,000 pips. But we need to see some confirmation. We do not have to just jump into that. Right, so Some of the yen pairs, spoken about pound yen here, that we are looking at this one to drop to the downside, but you know, gotta be careful. That could just be a structure here, three-way move lower here, three-way move higher here, and then this simply give us a three-way move lower here. Maybe come around this area here before we, and then if that does happen, that will mean we might see a one more leg to the upside here. That is just based on the structure, but for now, I'm just focusing on the move to the downside. Made what appears to be a move to the downside here impulsively. What we might still have here is something like this, but obviously that should not go against this swing high here. If we can get a through move structure like this, then we'll always look for a short move to the downside, and obviously the first leg will always be equal to this, because this could always be a three-way move structure here, and then we get this move higher. I don't like to look for the longs on the yen pairs. I do believe that these here have already big moves here, so you gotta be careful buying at these highs here. So we are looking at this Euro JPY as well, that it might start to drop, even though Euro JPY does have a possibility for this one more leg here, because this is very correctly here. So it might do something like this here, and then it starts to come down. So we need to see some impulsively move here on your Euro JPY. So the one that is even more nicer here is your chief yen. Your chief yen here, this is clearly here. We have been looking at this, that it will eventually make, actually we saw this one here running about 1,500 pips. I remember when we forecasted this back then, somewhere here, that we were looking for this to give us this rally here. It has eventually given us a move to the up side. Here I'll show you that chart, what we expected back then on your chief yen. It is very likely that this is going to start to give us a drop to the down side. So somewhere here, I expect that this is going to eventually start to give us this drop, especially if it can come with some formation of a divergence here. If we see a divergence here between this point here and this one here, that would be very likely that it's time for a move to the down side. Let me see if I can find the quickly find this chart here on your chief yen. Um, I think this is a chart here. So we were somewhere around this area here, and then we said this was gonna make a move to the upside. And from exactly where we pointed this here, this has already moved about 1,500 pips. I'll show you where we are, and then you will see on the chart. But this is what we had on your chief yen, that it should eventually make a move to the upside. We were somewhere around this area here. We were here, and we wanted to see this move to the upside. So from here, this is made about 1,500 pips. We still expect to see a little bit of a move higher here, but eventually a drop should be seen on your chief yen. Right, so your CAD yen made a drop to the downside here. So we are expecting to see this one to drop lower here. Made this drop here, made a sharp three-way move structure here. So we could be having this one to give us something like this, five-way move, at least to come back to this here. That's only if it intends to make a move to the upside. But for now, I don't like to see a move to the upside. But structurally, we might even have something like this. Come back to this low here, and then we have an expanding flat corrective structure, and the market continues with this move to the upside. That is just a structural, but for now, shorts is what I'm entertaining here, that at least can come back to around this. The reason why I look at this to come around this area here is because this is a structural level, but something like this should be seen here on your CAD yen. Other than that, a drop all the way to the downside that can take us back to here, but obviously that is just a long term forecast. And let's have a look at your New Zealand yen. We've spoken about this one last week, that we are simply looking for this one to be a structure like this. This to have made a move to the upside from these lows, and then through a move lower here, through a move up here. So we're simply waiting to see this, that it might come around this area here, and then we have this one to be a W here, your wave X, and then this to be a wave Y, before we can expect to see a move to the up side. Obviously, it does not have to come in a three-wave move here. It can still come in a form of a five-wave move. If it does that, then it will just be a simply ABC structure. But we should be seeing this one here at least coming back to around these lows on your New Zealand yen. Now let's have a look at your Audi yen. The two instruments are positively correlated. So the structurally, we're simply looking for this one, that it should drop here, made a three-wave move lower here, three-wave move to the upside. So we're simply waiting for this one back to around these levels here. That's when we can start to entertain the big move to the up side. But for now, I just want to see this one here drop all the way to come and take that structural level. Right, so Euro already spoken about this one here. Don't even watch out for this one. It's going to be very likely a chart of the week here. What we anticipated last week was that your Euro Audi should still continue with the move to the up side. Now, the market spend most of its time in the corrective structure, so that's why in our group we emphasize that we should be able to trade these corrections. Yeah, last week we only expected that after this move to the downside, yeah, this has made a move to the upside and made this drop. We simply wanted to see this move to the upside, and this has moved over 300 points, 300 pips a year just for this move to the upside here. And we anticipated somewhere around this area here, something is going to trigger this bearish move to the down side. So that's what we are expecting going forward on your Euro Audi here. Spoken about it here, drop to the downside, three-wave move higher here. We're simply waiting to see. Can we get this one here? Obviously, it might still give us a little bit of a move here. Then we'll have to see if we get a confirmation around this area here for the bearish move to the downside. You can even refer on our social media pages. I think I've posted this here. Where do I exactly expect to see a reaction? Euro New Zealand, we this one here, it looks a bit impulsively here, move to the upside. So you gotta be cautious. As much as your Euro Audi looks very nice to be in the correction here, but this is a bit impulsively here. So be careful with this one here. We are very well aware that Euro Audi has given us what appears to be a three-wave move, but this can be easily invalidated, and then it just continues higher, lower, higher, and higher and higher, and then it just becomes an impulsively move. That is just based on your Euro New Zealand. Other than that, your Euro New Zealand, I would expect that something here, we might be having this as an expanding, but this leg here is the C leg is extending here. The only thing that I don't want to see here is for this high to be taken out here. If we get this one to be taken out, forget about that three-wave move structure on a Euro Audi. That will mean Euro Audi as well is going to extend to the up side. But there's something that you need to see on your Audi US dollar and also your New Zealand US dollar because of that correlation to your Euro New Zealand and your Euro Audi. US dollar Euro CAD still looking for this one to drop lower here. I'm still favoring that this should still come and complete this structure here. Made an impulsive move, three-way move pull back here. This could just be a 1, 2, 3, 4 here, and this to be a wave 5. And then obviously this being your ending diagonal here because we've already got this wave 4 in the territory of a wave 1. But I still expect that this is going to give us one more leg lower here. Then from there, that's when we can expect to see a move to the up side. Alright, so Euro Chief spoken about this one last week. I even showed you on a higher time frame, but at what we are expecting a year. But for now, we're simply waiting to see this one continue with the move to the downside a year. It might even make a move to the break out this swing low here, and then maybe give us a bounce higher here. Then we have this as a flat corrective structure. That is just a possibility. But what I would love to see going forward is for this one here, drop here, maybe a three-way move, pull back here, and then drop to the downside. If that does happen, that's when we can start to look for a move to the upside. That's only if you are positioning for a big move to the upside on a Euro Chief. For now, we're just favoring sales. Every time this pull back in a three-way move, we're simply going to be looking for the sales to the downside because I do believe that we still have a long way for a bearish move to the downside. Euro Pound, we are looking at this here after it made a move to the downside here. We are looking at this here that it should still drop lower here. Made a move to the downside here, and then it made this three-way move. Two things that we might have this one here do against this swing high here, we must still have this one here to drop to the downside. Alternatively, this might give us a structure like this, made a drop to the downside here, a move to the upside, a move lower here, go back and check this high, and then we have this is a flat here before we can have this one to drop, this being an A here, a possible wave B here, and then a wave C. That's when we can expect to see a move to the up side. But for now, I favor that we at least look at this here to be a structure like this 335 here, and then maybe this being a flat corrective structure here, an expanding one, then we must start to see a drop lower. Obviously we need to see some bearish move here. If we do get that one, then we'll be looking for a short to the downside on your Euro Pound. Alright, so let's have a look at your pound Audi here. So pound Audi made a video about this one here, that it is very likely that we get about 1,000 pips drop to the downside before we can expect to move higher here. So from these lows, we made a move to the upside here. That this is a three-way move that I'm looking for here, and then this move to the upside here. Now, I do believe that we have to retrace this whole move here at least in a 50% range. So that's why you can refer, our YouTube channel that I'm simply looking for this year to be a three-way move structure, and at least that we should get is something that is going to be related to this one. That would at least take us to back to 38.2 or your 50%. That's when you're going to be looking for that big move to the upside. Now, for now, against this swing high here, we'll be looking at this here to be in correction, and then eventually we are going to be looking for a short move to the down side. Like I've said it, you can refer that one to this video here on our YouTube page. This is the video that I'm referring to here. Go and watch this video where we have been explaining that why are we expecting to see a big move to the down side here on your pound already. So this is 1,000 pips. I think it's very detailed here, so you can go and watch out and watch that video. Right, so let's have a look at the rest of the markets here. Your pound New Zealand, similar to what we are expecting on your pound out here, made a nice three-wave move from these lows here. So we're simply waiting to see this three-wave move to the upside here. So we're simply waiting for this before we can see a move to the upside. This being a simply WXY corrective structure that we are expecting going forward there. Your pound CAD here, no, rather pound chief. Something is very nice that is coming here. So watch out for this one here. It might do a move to the upside. Made a move to the upside here. Three-wave move lower here, and then three-wave move up. So we are seeing this three-wave move here as well. So this might start to give us a move to the upside here. Watch out for this one here on your pound chief. There might be above 1,000 pips as well that is coming here on this one, and it might looks like it is ready. We're just waiting to see. If do we have a confirmation on our indicator, then we can look to do some trade execution there. Pound CAD, simply looking for this one here to still give us a drop. The structures are almost similar to these pound pairs, except your pound chief. So from these highs, from these lows here, made an impulsively move here. That looks like a five-wave move to the upside here. Now, what we've seen here is a three-wave move drop, but this is not enough to be retracing this whole move here. So that's why we expect that this is still going to give us a structure like this. Made a three-wave move to a downside. We should be seeing a three-wave move up here, and then this to give us a three-wave move to a downside. This being your W here, your wave X, to be your wave Y, then it will be deep enough to be correcting this whole move here. And then that's when we can see a big one here. Obviously, this is still very tradable to the downside, especially if we can get this one here to complete a three-wave move structure here, and then somewhere around this area here. I think I'm giving out too much here, but watch out for this move. We will see a drop to the downside on your pound CAD. But if you pay attention to this, into detail into this here, you will see that some good setup that are coming on the pound pairs. Right, so not everything is interesting, so I'm gonna jump straight into gold. I'll leave the cross pairs for now. Gold here, we are looking for this one to continue with the move to the upside, but obviously a pullback needs to be seen. But before I show you what is expected going forward, I want to show you this chart that I left this chart here because they took some time off. I left this chart for our members here. I was trying to explain because there was that possibility gold was already done here. That the gold was going to give us a structure like this based on a wave count. But when it comes to looking for trade execution, guys, we do look at some other TA here. So I left this chart here. It was somewhere in the 5th of September, and I said to the guys, based on the previous price action here, I'm not going to explain much, but just go and figure this out here. What happened here that figured that possibility of this drop and how we're able to spot it here. But something that happened around this area here and then also happened around this area here. This was just a fracture that I was expecting that this was going to drop and drop beyond taking this swing low here. It is nicely visible on a 4-hourly time frame. This was a chart that I left for our members when I took some time off there. So I was expecting that this was going to drop here. And then eventually what happened with gold made a drop to the downside and went as far as beyond this point here. I think it went to somewhere 18 between your 1870 and 1860 here, and then that's when we saw this big rally to the upside on gold. But this drop here that went as far as over 1,000 points, we expected it based on the fractal. So that's why I say we don't just ignore everything. We do look at some other TA as well, especially inside our group. That's when we discuss it. So This is the move that I was expecting on gold here, because it was here. I expected that this was going to give us this drop based on the fractal. Eventually made that drop to the downside here, and then eventually we got this move. Now this was supporting the wave count that we have, because like I've said it, we do discuss these alternative views. Now what we've seen with gold made a nice rally to the upside here. This is my favorite instrument that I like to trade here. Now it made this big move to the upside. Now, what is expected going forward is that gold should still continue the move to the upside here. Obviously, this is going to be expected to continue like this. But the only time that we can do some market execution is only if we can get this one to give us a three-way move pullback. Obviously, to buy into this a year, only if you are scalping or maybe looking some intraday trades, that's when you can buy a year. But if you are a long-term holder a year, or a position trader, then you can't just buy into this year. A pullback will come on gold. It's just a matter of when will that be the case. But we should, to buy this a year, we should be seeing some at least three-wave move structure here. It might not be that deep because of this move here, very impulsive. So it might not be a deeper correction, but at least it should hit one of the Fibonacci levels if you are putting from these swing high to from this swing low to this swing high. If you can get a throw move pullback, then we will be looking for more continuation move to the up side. As for silver, obviously made a very textbook setup here. That's what I always say, to remember that this was a very textbook setup. Three-wave move lower here, three-wave move to the upside here, made a three-wave move lower here. A simple W here, your wave X here, and this will be now wave Y. This one hit exactly the area of a blue box here, and it just made this rally here. Obviously, the two instruments are positively correlated, so that will mean if we are expecting gold to trade higher, silver as well should continue the move to the upside. I would love to see these highs being taken out a year. There's something about I know some people will already be looking at this. Oh, this is a shoulder here. This is a head here. This is a shoulder here. Then this might do this, and then a shoulder here. It would be nice. Look at this as an inverse head and shoulder. That would just be another added TA to our Elliott wave count. But I'll be looking at it this way. This being your wave one here, have this V-shaped pattern, which is very important if you are looking for a reversal. Then once you get it through more structure like this here, then you can look to buy into your silver as well. So your platinum, we should be expecting this one as well here to make a move to the upside. But I still wanted to see one more leg lower here, just for this one to be an ending diagonal here. This is one, two, your three here, your four. I wanted to see this one more leg lower here. If you can get this one here to be this ending diagonal, then it will be a time that you can look for a big one as well. There'll be a big move that will be coming as well on your platinum. Brent crude oil, we are looking at this here. It has made a move here from these lows here, made a move to the upside here. So this could be an impulsively move to the upside here, and then this made a three-way move over here. The only thing that I did not like to see Brent crude oil to trade higher now is because of this. This is too small here. So I do believe that if Brent crude oil is going to make a move to the upside, it need to do a structure like this. This being your W here, your wave X, and then this to be your wave Y, then that's when this can make a move. Unless, of course, if this decides to make a move to the upside here, take this high. If you take this high, you can't forget about this WXY. That will mean this will just could keep on making that move to the up side. But going forward into next week again, I want to see if your all here won't break below this here. Obviously, this is not clear here, but I'm looking at this to be a possible trend line here. If it break here, give you a pullback here, then it's time for this move to the downside. Just look at this here as your WXY, and then your first leg will be at the equal legs of this drop to the down side. Right, so let's have a look at the indices. NASDAQ, looking at this one here, that it will eventually drop, but I'm simply looking for this, so eventually make a move to the upside, rather. But structurally, I'm simply looking at this three-wave move here, three-wave move to the downside, so it must still drop. Check out this swing low here, but eventually I will be looking at this one that it will make a move to the upside here. So this is just a simple three-wave move structure that I am expecting going forward. Same thing applies here. Your Dow Jones, we've looked at this one here, that it made this nice three-wave move structure here. So I'm looking at it this way here, that this should continue with the move to the upside. So as sharp as this is here, yes, it might just come and swing fail this low here, but eventually we should be seeing this one here to give us a move to the upside. If that's the case, that could just be an A here. A wave B is a running flat. We get a wave C here, but eventually that should continue with the move higher. Let's have a look at your S&P 500, the same as your NASDAQ here, three-wave move lower here, put back in a three-wave move. So we're simply looking for this one to be a three-wave move structure as well. Or again here, you can even have this one to have been a running flat here. Then you have this as an A here, wave B here, and then this to be a wave C. But eventually, I will be looking for that move to the upside on your S&P 500. Your DAX here, we are looking at this one here to be a three-wave move structure as well here. All these are the same. Drop to the downside, strong move, pull back here. So we're simply looking for this one that it will eventually make a move to the upside. Obviously, it's going to be a range here, not just hit this area here and then make a move to the upside. It might even come and take this swing low here, but eventually we are looking at this is going to go back to the all-time high. Your UK 100, we are still around this area here, but structurally, I'm looking at this here to be something like this three-wave move without taking this swing low here, and then this eventually will start to continue with that move to the up side. Let's have a look at your Nikkei, and nice 335 structure here that we saw here on the Nikkei. So we're simply looking for this one to continue as well. Higher here. Three-wave move lower here. Three-wave move up here. There's an expanding flat 335 structure here. Made a drop to the downside. Made an impulsively move here. Now this looks like a sharp three-wave move. Against this swing low here, I'm going to be expecting that this is going to continue with that move to the up side on Nikkei. And your Nifty as well here, we are expecting to see a continuation move to the upside. Alternatively, this through move structure we might see here, it might just drop lower here, and then we get this one. Some might even look at it this way here, that this was a 3 3 3 3 here, this being your W here, your wave X here to be your wave Y before we see a move to the upside. But for now, just to keep it simple, list here drop, this might do this here. If it break below this here, expect this here, that this will be the structure on your Nifty. Right, so as for the cryptocurrencies, your Bitcoin here, continuation move to the upside. That what we are looking for here on your Bitcoin. To the members here, I shared this chart that Bitcoin was gonna make a move to the upside. Obviously, we anticipate and we also need to do some trade execution. I shared this chart here with our guys that Bitcoin here, it is going to make a move to the upside here, but I simply wanted this to come to this other side of the channel here, drop more lower here before we can expect a move. Obviously, I was bullish against this invalidation level here or this swing low here. I did not want to see the price take this low here, and I wanted to see this move higher here. And exactly what we saw here with your Bitcoin here, made a nice three-way move, came into that other side of the channel here. This was the channel that we were looking for here, and this is the move that we have shared, and we have traded this move to the upside here in our members area. We still expect to see a move to the upside, but obviously again I want to show you what could trigger that Bitcoin drop. This could just be a five-wave move to the upside from these lows here. Made a nice five-wave move for 1 2, your wave 3 here, this to be a wave 4, and then this to be a wave 5. Then maybe this being your wave A or your wave 1 here. Then this could drop to the downside here, and then this makes a three-wave move structure like this here. Then this being your wave A in a lower degree, then this being your wave B here in a lower degree, and then this drop here as your wave C completing the wave B here, and then that's when we might have the big one here. So just be prepared for both sides, that what could trigger that your Bitcoin drops to the downside. Let me show you again here that we could have a structure like this here, made an impulsively move to the upside here, and then this just give us a three-wave move structure like this here, and then that's when we get the move higher, this being your A here or your wave 1, and then this being your wave B here or your wave 2. That's when we see a move. But for now, obviously, the lower invalidation level needs to be taken out. Once we start to take out these lows here, then let's be ready and be prepared for this here to be our wave C. Right, so your Ethereum, still looking at this one here, that it should make a move to the upside as well here. As much as we are very corrective around this area here on your Ethereum, but I'm looking at it this way, that this might drop, make a move to the upside here as well. Made a move higher here. This might just be a three-wave move structure here, and then this might be a time for a big move to the upside on Ethereum. Right, so your Litecoin, the same here. We are looking at this one to have made this move to the upside here from these lows. Made a move to the upside here, and then we saw this one here, three-wave move lower here, three-wave move to the upside here. And then this one should have dropped impulsively here. This being your 335 structure here. So we're simply looking for this continuation. I don't want to see this swing low being taken out. And then we will be expecting that your Litecoin should eventually make a move to the upside. And the last one of the cryptocurrencies here, we're looking at your Ripple here. So we look at Ripple here, that it made this sharp three-wave move structure here. So we're simply waiting to see this one to make a move to the upside. This is a three-wave move, sharp move. So from the lows here against this swing low here, just want to see this one continue with the move to the upside. So this could just be your wave one, this being your wave two here, and then this is ready for a move to the upside to be your wave three. Right, guys, from my side, that's what I wanted to share with you. Please trade safe and responsible into the new week, and please take note, this is not a trade advice. This is just only for paper trading and sharing our own views. Right, cheers, guys, and have a good one. Bye bye.